School vouchers are a big, controversial idea that President Trump and Education Secretary Betsy DeVos both support. Some 15 states offer them, plus Washington, D.C., which has the only federally funded voucher program in the nation. A traditional voucher program lets parents choose where to spend some or all of the money a state would have spent on their child in a public school. That includes taking the money to a private school or even a private religious school. And that's why critics have argued that vouchers violate the Constitution's Establishment Clause, which says that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion. But in 2002, in a 5-4 split, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Ohio's voucher program was constitutional. The court held that the government was not choosing to spend state money in religious schools, parents were, and that made all the difference. Today, the majority of states still do not have voucher programs because their state constitutions have what are known as Blaine Amendments. These specifically prohibit the use of public dollars in private religious schools. Now, Blaine was a Republican lawmaker in the late 1800s who pushed this idea at the federal level. Now, he failed, but many states still went ahead and added the language to their state constitutions. Voucher programs vary a lot from state to state. They're generally limited to low and middle income students or students with disabilities. Ohio, for example, has a voucher dedicated exclusively to students on the autism spectrum. These programs often give students less money than the state would have spent in a public school. This is true in Indiana, which has the largest single statewide program in the country, now serving 34,000 students. Now, supporters of vouchers say they're a kind of social justice, giving low-income students access to schools they couldn't otherwise afford. Meanwhile, voucher critics argue that too often these programs divert public funds to private schools, and that in some programs, private schools are actually allowed to cherry-pick students, turning away low performers and even kids with disabilities. As for the research on vouchers, it's been mixed. There's limited evidence early on that some students benefited from a shift to private schools, but more recent studies of programs in Louisiana, Ohio, Washington, D.C., and Indianapolis have shown voucher students actually losing ground, in some cases significantly. One potential benefit of vouchers shows up in multiple studies. It's a slight improvement in the performance of nearby public school students. Though, of course, that only helps the kids who choose not to use vouchers. Our team at NPR Ed has spent the past few months looking into some of the nation's oldest and/or largest voucher programs. Be sure to check out our work at the link somewhere near my head right now.